All right, all right, all right. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey or hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right, all right. So we're gonna make sure that this is being shared out to all of its destinations and we're gonna get started really, really quickly. Let's see. Hello, let us know where you are joining us from, whether it's on the Facebook platform, Facebook group, whether it comes from YouTube, wherever we are streaming live to, let us know in the chat, okay, where you guys are joining us live from. And while I make sure that it's shared to all of the destinations that I wanted to go to, I'm just gonna let this this nice tune play real quick. Just Do You by India Ari. That's my message on today, okay? Just do you. Let me get set up over here real quick. Now I'm feels a liberty, my potential. Say it's time to step into the light. Use every bit of the power I have inside. So what you waiting on? Who you waiting for? You don't take a chance, you'll never know what's in store. Just do you. Just do you. Just do you. Y'all share this wherever you are joining us live from. This is going to be powerful on tonight, okay? So I'm asking you guys to share it everywhere. Share it to groups. Share it to message the inboxes. Share it on YouTube. So what you waiting on? Hey, you never know what's in store. Just do you. Just do you. Just do you. All right, y'all. Y'all got to give it some tunes. Y'all looking stale and sleep, y'all. Hey,
Look at my shirt.
y'all got to pump it up now.
I gotta learn a song.
Hey,
I'll put some music on right now.
hey.
Who the song by? India Ari. Oh.
For you to dream it,
Mm-hmm.
what you waiting on? Hey, you never
It's high.
just do you. Just do you.
Good evening.
Just do you. Just do you. Hey. Yes, that is my jam. Okay, so you guys, um, hopefully you guys that have came on have shared this broadcast. This is, let me make sure my shirt is all together, right? This is number one of my new TV show called From Poverty to Prosperity. And if you guys are joining from YouTube, from wherever this is being streamed, if my guests, my lovely children, can just mute their phones so there's no background. I think that's either coming from uh, Lala or DeQuajane's phone. So if you can hit that mute button that way. All right. Awesome. Okay, so you guys, this is uh the very first episode of the TV show that I have started called From poverty to prosperity. And these lovely ladies that you see on my screen are my daughters, you guys. These are my daughters. You guys, most of you guys don't know because I don't really never share my children unless it's their birthdays. I don't share my grandchildren just because as a overprotective mother, like we're not playing that. So I don't share a lot about my children, but these are my daughters. These are my beautiful daughters, and they are my host. They are my guests. I mean to say, not host, I'm the host. They are my guests on today. They are the very first ones. This topic that we're going to be talking about on tonight is very important. So I ask that you all share this with everybody. I want to see the numbers go up because this is a topic that affects men, women, children, boys, as you will hear on tonight. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. One by one individually. Let you know, they're going to share with you what it is that they do, what it is that they desire to do if they're not doing what they desire to do, and then we're going to just jump right straight into it. Okay, so I'm going to start with Shanti first. You go ahead and unmute your mic and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, which child number are you, and what it is that you do.
My name is Shanti. Well, that's not my real name, but I go by Shanti for short. I am the second born of 9 children, and I have my own business. I like doing hair. That's my passion. So I sell a lot of hair accessories. I do hair a lot, and then I do like small jobs on the side too.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Miss Montreva, we're just going to go in the order. You go ahead and introduce yourself and what number are you in the gang and what it is that you do or either desire to do.
So y'all already know. I'm just like, well, my name is Montreva. I'm the fourth oldest out of 9. You know, it would have been. Well, yeah, no, I'm the fourth oldest. Anyways,
Yes.
but I I I like doing hair. I like working with kids. I'm not doing what I'm not there yet as to where I want to be. Where like having my business and stuff together, but I do. My business is working with kids and like doing hair, starting off doing hair and stuff like that. So you know, y'all need y'all kids to watch, come tap in. I'm just, but a lot of kids, so you know that's what I do. I feel like that's where my ministry is gonna be at with the kids.
Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely correct. Okay. Miss DeQuajane, you go ahead and unmute yourself and let them know who you are, which number child you are, and what it is that you do, or either dream or desire to do.
Hey y'all, I'm the oldest child, the firstborn. My name's Aquajane. I do have my own business in photography. Right now, I'm in the process of studying photography and going to school for arts and education. Uh, I feel like I'm where I'm. Well, I feel like I'm getting to where I want to be. Um, I've always been a kid that liked to do everything at once, but in God's timing, He gonna put me where He want me.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Lamriana, Lala,
Yes, they say the
you
best
are
for
up
last.
as what? Right. Say the best for last. So
I'm the third
tell them
oldest.
who you are, what
My name
number
is
you are, and what it is that you do or are you desire to do.
my name is Lala. I'm the third oldest, and I'm not where I need to be, but I'm not the woman I used to be, and I desire to box.
It's a box. Yes, she gets
Yes.
that from her mother. Yes, yes. All right, all right. So I thank you guys all. Thank you guys all for coming on here. First and foremost, I know that a lot of you guys don't like this whole camera thing unless you taking some selfies or something like that. So y'all was sweating me like, what has Mama got up her sleeve inviting me to her live? All of them was having that little whole behind the scenes conversation like Mama got a surprise of her sleeve or something for her to call us all to the live. And I don't have any surprises at all. I absolutely wanted to let everybody know, that follow me, that will potentially follow me. This is the number one show, and I dedicate this show to my children, right? Like, I struggle with y'all, y'all struggle with me. And above, before I have anybody on my show, it's gonna be my kids. It's gonna be my number uno. So I wanted to come on here. You guys shared a post. Now, this is the only surprise, Lala. Y'all shared a post maybe about a month ago. And I'm sure y'all gonna remember the post that you guys shared, but I commented on the post, right? Y'all laughed about it. Y'all said, "This is mama right here." And this post was I guess they were doing some type of spoof or some type of comedy about how crazy mamas are, how crazy black mamas are. And it was funny, but after I looked at it, it's like something hit me. And get on the camera, Lala. So what had hit me, I commented on it. I was like, I'm gonna kick y'all butt, or I said something like that. I'm gonna beat y'all butt. And like I said, it was funny, but it stirred something up on the inside of me, and that is why I want to talk to you guys openly about it. Very, very proud of the young ladies that you guys have became and are becoming. And like I said, this is the very first episode of From Poverty to Prosperity, because you guys have been with me through it all. You guys have seen all of it. Hold on, y'all. I gotta blow this candle out. It is strong.
Well, let me steal a show real quick. No.
Woo. Don't like those Bath and Body Work candles. Them mugs is on steroids. They will take your breath from you. Okay, so back to what I was saying is, you guys shared a post, and I'll let the audience know. It was a post about how crazy mamas be, and how they be going, like ham on their kids, and punching the wall. I think the young dude was like, punch the wall or something, right? And so it's funny to them now, but what happened to me after I looked at that post is, the Lord really dealt with me about mental illness. And I know that it was funny, but I know that it's funny now, but I wanted to address how we laugh at mental illness, because that was truly mental illness. Now looking back, to just go from 0 to 100, and yelling and screaming, about the smallest of things, because y'all didn't have y'all bed in order, or y'all didn't sit down in the room or something like that, and just going bananas. And we in the Black community have learned to laugh to that and laugh about that. But the Lord really wanted to highlight that is rooted in mental illness. And no, it wasn't intentional. You guys know that I have talked to you guys behind the scenes, and I have apologized for a lot of the things that I have done. And that's why I'm asking everybody on here tonight to share this, to share this. Share with your people, share it everywhere. Because in that moment, I was able to realize, I was able to see in an area that I had never seen, that my kids laugh at my dysfunction, but I'm sure it wasn't laughable in my dysfunction. I'm sure it wasn't laughable. And I'm sure that it affected your life in an area. And a lot of us in the Black community are taught to sweep things under the rug. I hate the rug. So I pull the rug up, because that's the only way truly that healing could take place, is by picking the rug up. Not what goes on in my house stays in my house, because I know that I said that a lot too. What goes on in this house stays in this house. But I know that affected y'all in a great way, that when just even being a single mother and just frustrated because I can't get any help from nobody else. I can't get any help from, y'all father's side of the family. I don't know how I'm gonna protect and provide for y'all. And then y'all just come along being kids and want to just, you know, do kid stuff. And it's like, sit down, stop playing all the time. Why? To where I'm spitting and my veins and stuff is coming out of my neck. And, it's probably funny now, but I know that if it affected you guys because the Lord told me that it affected y'all. Y'all know it affected me because right after I do that, I would go outside and be crying somewhere. Like literally. That's a sign, clear sign of mental illness. It's like, and that is something that has been plagued in our community that we don't talk about. And we wonder why our daughters grow up and get into certain situations, why our sons grow up and get into certain situations, because we don't want to have this candid conversation. But I'm very transparent. Ain't no way in the world that I'm going to be running around here ministering to ne'er other soul and don't tell my children publicly that was straight up mental illness. And even though I'm not mentally ill, I had an illness of my mental at that time. And it was no fault of you guys, no fault of your own. It really was not no fault of your own, and I know that affected your life then and still affects your life now. So that's why I brought y'all. From poverty to prosperity is not just about going from having nothing to having a whole bunch of stuff. That's from poverty of your mindset, poverty of your spirit. That's for poverty in any area. Poverty is where you're not there and something else is there, so you're not controlling your own thoughts. Something else is controlling your own thoughts. Where you don't have control of your own finances, something else has control of your own finances. So poverty of mind, poverty of spirit, poverty of finances, poverty of love. There's a whole bunch of definitions from poverty to prosperity. And that's why this show is so important, because I'm not just here to talk about money. I'm here to talk about poverty, a lack of education, a poverty of knowledge, poverty of leadership, a poverty of humility and repentance and asking for forgiveness. So, I just wanted to talk about some of those things. What are some of those memories? And like, I brought you here to the table, not because, I'm going to get offended by something that you say, but because I want you guys to be free. I want you guys to genuinely know that was not all right. And I don't want you guys to do that to your children. And sometimes it's not done intentionally. It's just done out of a lack of, I'm trying to cope and I don't know how to cope. Y'all getting on my nerves and everything else is on my nerves. And it actually has nothing to do with the children at all. And I want you guys to also, take heed of that in your your childbearing, your child parenting, your upbringing your children. We got to learn how to have coping mechanisms. We got to learn how to reach out and ask for help. That's another thing that really plagued me, is that I'm a very strong woman. So reaching out and asking for help was not an option for me. So I used to try to man it all by myself. Well, I'm not even going to ask them because they're going to talk about me. And this is the truth of the matter. Whether you beautiful like Beyonce or you ugly like I don't know who, the people is going to talk about you either way it go. People gonna talk about you. When you're doing good, you're not doing good enough. And when you're doing bad, you just doing the worst. So people gonna talk about you anyway. But this is stuff that you can't hold in when you need help. When you feel like you finna snap. Like literally when you feel like you overboard. And a lot of my mental illness, and I got to just tell y'all the truth, came from my trauma. Did nobody show me how to be a mama? So all that trauma, I just know that I wanted children, and I just know that I wanted to love children. I still love y'all with that unconditional love. Can't nothing change that. Never. I don't care what y'all do. Like, I don't care what we ever go through, and we don't go through a lot. That I'm blessed because we don't go through a lot. All of the stuff that I'm talking about on today should have made y'all very dysfunctional, but you guys are really good women. I'm not gonna say good girls. You're always gonna be girls to me, but you guys are really good women, hardworking women. You guys are totally. You didn't turn out to be what you ought to be. You're not on drugs, any of that sort. Like, I'm very proud that God kept y'all. Literally, you guys haven't experienced half of what some of these young women that I have seen have experienced. But these are the situations that drive those young people to do what they do. We don't understand people looking on the outside. It's so easy to condemn and be like, oh, she's a hoe and she's this and he that, but you don't ever know what they endure behind the scenes. And that's the hard part, when you endure behind the scenes. And like I said, a lot of that came from my trauma. So you guys know that, and I'm open enough to share. Like, I didn't want my kids raped. I did not want my kids raped. I didn't want my kids molested. Why? Because, bro, that happened to me. So I didn't want my kids raped or molested or violated in any form or fashion, just because, I know that I would kill somebody. I just had to be honest. That was something. So I didn't want them going to parties. I didn't want them to experience, being jumped. I didn't want them to experience being touched on inappropriately, felt on I didn't want them to experience any of that. So when I say I rode my kids, I rode them. They were in high school and I still picked up my children from high school. It's not happening. I didn't want my kids missing. There was a lot of times that I walked to school terrified because, Julio was following me down the alley trying to kidnap me. Like, I lived my childhood in a lot of fear, literally terrified, petrified, because it was like everybody and their mama wanted to touch me. I'm a young girl. I developed early, had bosoms and all of that stuff, that men saw fit that was attractive, and it was just so perverted. And I did not want that for my children whatsoever. And so I rode them. I was like, y'all not going to nobody's house. Why? Because of things that happened to me at other people's house. Y'all not spending the night over nobody's house. And I know that used to, hurt them because they wanted to go places. They wanted to go hang out with other people. I told them all of my children, y'all don't need any friends. Your friends are right here in your household. These are going to be your only friends just because of my trauma. Just because of my trauma. So I passed that on to my children, when I should have allowed them to do a lot more. I should have given them the ability to do a lot more. And I'm wise enough to say that now. Wisdom teaches us things. That doesn't mean that you can't be free and still protective. But you know, even this is something that I'm still overcoming. I just got to tell y'all that right now, because if my kids like, oh, we going on a trip to New Mexico, I would probably just like, no, y'all don't need to go. I can't see y'all over there. You know, something pop off. I need to be able to hop, skip, and a jump to where y'all at. Um, but I had to learn how to give my kids to the Lord and trust Him with their lives. You know, and all I can do now is give my opinion, but I can't control them. And I know that that was a form of control, and it wasn't a form of control because I wanted to just control little people. Like, I prayed for these children. I asked God at 13 years of age, could you give me children? Just so that I can know what a love on a different level was like. So I asked the Lord for my children, and I also asked Him and vowed to Him that I would protect my children because I was not able to be protected. So I was like, if you give me kids, I will protect my children. And one thing that I will do is I will raise mine all the way up into adulthood. That's what I am going to do. They're going to know that I love them, and I'm going to raise them. And I kept my vow, like straight up. I kept my vow. And it didn't matter how hard it got. We were homeless together. You know, we struggled together, we were poor together, but at the end of the day, I never gave up on my children. I never gave up on my children because that is a vow that I made to the Lord walking down an alley at 13 years of age. No matter how hard it get, and I didn't know nothing about having children. I didn't know nothing about any of that. I just knew that I wanted children, and I was going to love them, and I was going to protect them, and I overly protected them. And it's like the one time that I allowed, well, the one person that I allowed the most, that I trusted the most, what I didn't want to happen to my children happened to my children. And then, you know, um, where I actually allowed a gentleman, and this all comes from brokenness. I'm not going to get too much into their story. They will tell their story. But the very thing that I fear, like Job, happened to each one of my daughters. The very thing that I feared happened to each one of my children. And that brought another level of mental illness, because here I have, you know, this rage on the inside of me that you hurt my child and did something to my child, and then I'm all they got. So I'm torn between two. If I kill this person, then my kids don't have nobody. You know, and then how do I live like knowing that somebody did something to my child? So it made me like even more just mentally ill. And when I say mentally ill, I don't want y'all to think like, oh, you on some medication or something like that. No, I was a functioning dysfunctional. I was a functioning dysfunctional. And when you are a functioning dysfunctional, when you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, normally the people that are closest to you are the ones that get the brunt of what you're dealing with. And I don't care how it's dressed up or how excusable, you know, I may try to seem, and I tell my children, I tell people that follow me on Facebook, I'm gonna be patient with mine. I'm gonna pray for mine, because where they've gotten to or where they are in their life, some of what I did influenced that. So I'm gonna be patient with mines, never gonna judge mines. Always gonna love them, gonna give them the truth. They know what it is. Like I'm hardcore for Christ, period. And they always know I'm never gonna switch up. Like it is what it is. Like I love the Lord, but at the same time, the Lord found me in a broken place. And he called me in a broken place. And if he can save me, he can save anybody. That's just how I feel. And my job now is to pray, not to judge my children, but to pray for my children. Why? Because not only what I did, you know, my part in it affected their lives, the fathers they have, families, different situations they gone through, young kids being homeless, not knowing where they was going to stay at or sleep at or what they was going to eat. Like it brings me to tears now, like just thinking about it. Every kid should have a home. Every kid should have a safe place. Every kid should have parents. There should be a balance, There should be love in the home. It should be full of love. Shouldn't be no place where they gotta go home and be afraid, or feel, like, dang, is mama gonna go off today or whatever the case may be? Is she gonna have a good day when I get home? And that's just how my days were. They can be gone to school all day, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out how I'm gonna keep the lights on. And I know I got a disconnection notice. And I know they gonna come home, and I just know I'm living off of 400 and something dollars a month with 6 kids. When they had to share clothes and not be able to go get their own. That's why I do what I do now. And I tell my kids this all the time. I'm gonna build them something that is going to minimize the effect of what they had to go through as children. And it was because I was impoverished in my knowledge. If I would have ever known that there was a way for me to provide a better life for my children, I would have took that straight up. I stopped selling dope. They went from having everything to having nothing at all. Literally sleeping on the floors. I know that was hard. And so the Lord put this on my heart, you know, um, first, first and foremost, that I owe my children a public apology, you know, not just behind the scenes. I want whatever we've gone through to inspire and encourage somebody else. And I want you to know that it's not okay on any level. Mental illness is not okay. And I also want to let you know how to see the signs so that your children don't suffer. Because that's very important. When we get with men and we think they're going to be there or whatever the case may be, or they not there, or it's just downright hard. Maybe our children's father is there, but it's just hard for both of us. And now we don't know what we're going to do. We have a tendency to turn around and take that out on the people that are closest to us. Usually the spouse is arguing back and forth. The kid is just being a kid, doesn't understand anything, don't know what in the heck is going on. But it's like, sit down, be still, be quiet. I'm going to whoop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was another big thing that the Lord had to reveal to me in my parenting. I whooped all of y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm very sorry. I am.
We love you too, Mama. It's okay.
Yeah.
Love you,
I'm
mom.
yeah, I love y'all too. I just want y'all to know it was not all right. I know y'all love me. I do that. I do know
Yes,
y'all love
you're
me.
my girl.
Yes. But it's not all right. It was not all right. When one person do something, everybody got a whooping. That was not all right. That was not all right. If one person stole, all of y'all got a whooping. That was not all right. Whatsoever. That was not all right. And that's etched into the black community. Do you understand? Like how many of y'all that are minorities can relate? Like when brother got a whooping, we all got a whooping. That's mental illness. Why? Every kid is different. That's why you have to learn how to handle each child. Look at Lamiana, she's the sponge. So she absorbs a lot of stuff, you know, versus where Shanti is like, I'm not getting no whooping. Very determined not to get no whooping, which caused me to go mentally ill because I take it as a disrespect. And I want to say that to you openly, Poopy. You have always been a very sweet and mature young lady. Always. Um, you have always helped me, just always step. You are so much like your mother because that is how your mother was as a young child. All I wanted to do was assist my mother. And that is exactly like God gave me you as a present 2 days before my birthday because you are just like your mother. All you wanted to do is make sure that you could serve or help your mother. And honestly, that wasn't fair to you because now you have to learn how, and you are an excellent mother now. I mean, from the training, but you should have just had to be a kid. That's it. You know, not trying to help make meals for your sister. You know, I know DeQuajane being the oldest child, it's like she didn't get to grow up because now she got these other siblings that kind of takes the place, you know, of her. And it's more so now like, help me with your sister, you know, help me get this and help me get that. And I learned from one of my friends here on Facebook how being the oldest child made her feel. I was so sad when I heard that. Like the attention never was really on her. I listened to her story and I was very sad and it made me think about DeQuajane. Like we never took the time to say like, you know, how did that affect you having to be the oldest child and, you know, look out for the other kids and just kind of like be pushed to the side. And then I have a sister who was the second oldest child and she had to do everything for her siblings. Like she stopped her whole entire life to take care of her siblings. And that was devastating. So I wanted to address some of this stuff tonight because it's real. You know, it really is. It's really real. And we need to do better. We need to talk more about these topics because it's our children that are hurting in the communities, in our community. The odds are already against you, you know, so you got to come home and deal with that. Do y'all want to share how that have affected y'all? That's what I wanted to like. I brought you to the table so that healing can come forth. And I know that y'all love me. Like I'm not going to be offended by anything. I actually want to know, like, how did this affect you? So that I know how to pray specifically for my part. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that God could heal that area. It's not just me apologizing, but God needs to heal that area because only He can. apology can only do so much, but I want to know, like, how did my mental illness affect y'all? Seriously. Whoever want to go first.
Um, I wouldn't say too much of your mental illness. I would say my dad. I think I'm more. I think. I think it was like a couple years ago where you got on video chat with all of us, and you was telling us how you were sorry for a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, that's all I wanted to hear because I did feel like you were taking a lot of stuff out on us from your childhood. And not to say it in that way, but um, I feel like it's affected me in my adult life too because, sorry.
Well, it ain't affecting me. You know, you my dog.
Let her finish. Let her finish. We're gonna get to you.
Like I said, it's not so much you, it's my dad. Like, every day that hurt me to know that my dad, he didn't know how to be a dad. And then when I was pregnant with TJ, and I just felt like we was always getting into it. And I used to always pray, like, God, like when I was 15 and I just started doing stuff, I just started noticing that we wasn't talking and me and you was always butting heads, and I used to always be like, God, well, she don't ever butt heads with my sisters like that. So as the oldest, I felt more distant from everybody. I felt like you call Shanti and all them, and I don't get no call. So that hurt me a lot. But I know you did the best you could, and everybody know around me know that how I brag about my mama, how proud of my mama I am because of the things I've seen you go through, and how you gave up a lot for us, and to see the situations we went through, to us actually moving and starting over from seeing you and Papa, man, come a long way. I was telling somebody the other day, I was just like, my mom and my stepdad got married, and it took them a long time to have a wedding because she wanted to have a decent wedding with all her family there. But I even thank Papa for stepping in too when you would have your days, because Papa would want to argue with you. Papa would just be like, like them kids. He knew that, I don't even know how to say it, but he just knew that, he wanted better for us, and he know that you did too, but he felt like you would say it in the wrong way. And I could tell it would hurt him because he would walk away with his head down. But I really thank him um for him stepping in during that time. But as I say, um you are mama, we love you, and you did the very best you could. And you will always tell us how you apologize for the dads that was picked for us, but you know we never know what God gonna place in our life.
I wanna interject right there really quickly because and I'm terribly sorry. Like literally. For all of the pain that you have had to go through, Dequajane, just with everything. And I can be honest and transparent enough, today, openly. You guys all know this. They know this. I think a lot of my anger, even though I loved y'all, never thought about giving y'all up, none of that. Is that not only did your dad do what he did, like I never got with your dad. Like your dad was with somebody else and I was with somebody else. And I hadn't had intercourse yet, and he just came in and straight up violated me. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then I found out that I was pregnant. And then I was like forced to be bothered with him just because I was pregnant and I was homeless. And I did not know how I was going to take care of, my children. And then after you came, it's like, well, this is probably the only family that I'm going to ever have. And Amy was the best person to me at that time. She's like, baby, if you homeless, this was at a time I'm sleeping in hospitals and I'm carjacking people to get from point A to point B. And now I'm pregnant. And God doesn't make no mistakes. So I never even thought about aborting my kids. I'm like, this is an answer to my prayer, even though it was the situation that it happened like this. This still is an answer to my prayer. And then afterwards, trying to make a family out of something so dysfunctional. And just, saying, this is all the family that I'm going to get. So I better just take this. And so I had you, but then now that I'm staying with his mother, he just started beating on me for no reason. Like putting his hands on me. And it was like, if I even thought about defending myself, it's like, you going to get out or I'm going to pass the last lick. So I was always threatened by that. And then here I am 16 pregnant with you, 16. And so now I'm trying to find a place so I can get out of this situation. And then after I have you, all the hell they put me through with calling the CPS on me, just to get you away from me. And so I felt myself disconnect because I never knew if I went through a lot of hell with them behind you, stuff that I have not even shared with you. So I disconnected myself because it was, am I going to keep her here or are they going to take her from me? And I don't know if you remember, they called the CPS on me one time and you guys were removed from my house. And so it's like, after I had you, not even 6 weeks after I had you, I just stopped bleeding because I just had a baby. And then I go to sleep and he does it again. And now I'm pregnant with Shanti. Now I got 2 kids by a man that is abusive. He knew I didn't have nowhere to go. Like, you did what you did, and then you're abusing me. And so I know that's where a lot of the mental illness come from. And then the same thing with my Treva and my Mariana's dad. I was trying to get rid of your dad, y'all dad, and then he was talking to somebody else. And he was let into my house and did something he didn't have no business doing. Period. But because he had money, and because by this time I'm like, rape just must be another form of love, because I don't know anything else outside of that. Like, I don't know anything else outside of being raped. So this must be a form of love. And then he became abusive and controlling, snatching my clothes off of me, burning my clothes, pulling guns on me. This was like a whole nother level outside of Bear. So I'm sharing all of that to say it's not an excuse, but I know that a lot of that stem from that. I know that a lot of it. And so I would look at y'all and y'all reminded me of them. I would hate myself for the simple fact that I didn't get to pick those to be your fathers. And now, not only did they hurt me, they turn around and hurt y'all. Not only did they not only did they hurt me,
I'm trying to join back in. Oh,
okay, I got you. Not only did they hurt me, but now it's like y'all have a life sentence with them. And that hurt me the worst. That I didn't have no father and I wanted every single one. I still know to this day, even if you guys never say anything about it, that hurt y'all. And I didn't get to pick and choose. I didn't get to pick and choose who your fathers was going to be. And to this day, it hurts me that you guys didn't have that opportunity to genuinely have your fathers in your life. I thank God for Popping, like you said, you're right, because he would tell me we would have spats. Like, leave them kids alone. And my thing with y'all was I just wanted y'all to listen. And I just wanted y'all to, I just think I put too much responsibility on y'all. Y'all was kids and I wanted y'all to be adults, basically. Not in a sense of, grown physically, but y'all stop playing. Y'all stop doing this and then living in certain situations where you guys remember on Raul, the lady called the police on me when y'all got up off the floor. So being in those situations and having to live with people, and I didn't want nobody to talk about my kids, so I know it was hard. I do. Just sit down. Y'all be quiet. I know it was hard. And that's why we having this conversation tonight. Because I know that it affected you. You want to share how it affected you, Lala? And I'm glad you still on here, young lady, because I know you probably would have been gone, but
Yes.
I want you to listen. Like, I want you to. I'm so very proud of you. I really am.
I'm proud
You've
of you
come
too,
a very
Lala.
long ways. I'm very, very proud of you. You've
I'm
dealt
proud
with
of
a
you
lot,
too.
been through a lot, but your mother is very proud of you, girlfriend. I really am. I'm happy for you. I'm happy with you, and I love you so very much. So I just want to know, how did I affect you? And I don't want to say, well, no, I wasn't affected, because
I
that's not the
wasn't.
truth. That's not the truth
I wasn't affected, Mama.
at all.
Nope.
That's not the truth.
I wasn't affected.
You can't tell me the truth. Like, I want to know. And what area was it hurtful? Did I hurt your feelings a lot? Like, did I shut you down? What is it? I want to know so I can right my wrongs, and then I know how to pray.
I wasn't affected.
Girlfriend, I'm gonna pray for you in the name of Jesus.
I wasn't.
I can't make you be affected, but I know
No,
otherwise. You already know I know otherwise.
yeah. I'm just. I don't know.
Beating you up like what? Because I know I put my hands on
Yes.
you. Okay.
But we was getting out there together, so I was hanging with you. No,
Girl, I am not gonna play with
I'm
you.
just playing. Okay, so Okay, so since we gonna keep it 55th, um, I ain't really a talker. Let me turn off my camera
Okay.
because y'all don't need to see me. But all right, it started. I don't know. I just from you telling us to sit down and stuff, I start talking to myself, having imaginary friends because we couldn't go outside and play, and then it was this one time we was in Palmdale and I kept getting suspended from school fighting because I was like always the problem child trying to look for some love or make everybody feel me. And you told me walking to school, you was like, "Girl, when is you gonna get it right? You keep getting suspended from these schools, you gonna end up just like Lamont. You don't want to be nothing, huh?" And that's what I like. That's what I constantly kept hearing. So that's what I
Mm.
proved to everybody that I wasn't gonna be nothing, but I ended up.
Wow. I'm so sorry. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that at all. But look how that affected you.
Yeah.
And I didn't even mean that because you have always been like,
You was frustrated because I just got back from getting suspended and then got suspended again for stabbing somebody with the scissors.
I remember that incident, but I don't remember even, I said so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even remember half of the
Oh yeah,
stuff I
and then you
said.
told me like you was like I love you, but you is one of my evil is child. Like you is really evil.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're not. I mean, you used to do some stuff. I understand now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
understand now why you used to do it. Back then, looking in the situation, I
It was
couldn't see
evil.
it.
It was evil.
But
I'm not gonna lie, it was evil, but
I could honestly say you used to just do some stuff. Like, I don't know why. Like, you used to do the stuff, but that does not justify me saying that because that's a lie. That's a straight up lie because you have always been a very caring child since you were a child, and you still a very caring child. You have a heart bigger than the whole world. You love to help everybody. Everybody. You always used to love. That's what I loved about you the most. Like, you always made sure your brothers, especially your brothers,
yeah, small brains.
was taken care of. Like, they could always hang out with you no matter what. You always made sure you hung with them, and you always made sure that you helped everybody. Even if you stole something, you stole it for everybody. You always shared with everybody. So that was so wrong of me to say that. And I pray that God heals that. You've always been somebody. You're a hard worker. I love that about you. I love that. Even in your stuff, like, you've never been one to be addicted. Like, I admire your strength that you can do a thing and stop it.
Yeah.
You can actually do a thing, like, you can actually have control over it. Whatever you put your mind to, you can actually do it. I really admire that about you. I really do. And I'm really proud of you. Always been a hard worker ever since you was a child, going out working, you know, for the ministry, for the organization. Always had, and always will have a beautiful spirit. Don't ever let nobody change that, including me. And I wholeheartedly apologize. I know there's
Okay,
more,
yeah.
but this is just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad that I'm alive to have these talks with y'all. I really am. I'm
Yeah.
glad that I didn't die,
And
and
I was
something bad
also hurt
happened to me.
because what really broke me is because I was the first one fresh about the house, and I had to get up out here and survive. Like I'm a living testimony like you is. I had to get up out here when I was young, and out of rebelliousness, I just had to get up out here in the streets, and I had to grow up. It was either eat or get ate. So, but I mean, I influenced a lot of stuff on all my siblings because I was the first one out the house, and that's what crushed me the most. It's like, dang, but I mean, I'm a soldier, so it taught me a lot.
Yeah, you done overcame a lot.
Yeah, it taught me a lot. I've been there, so I know.
Yeah, you have overcome a lot. You have gone through a lot. Y'all, when y'all hear me speak about my child that went to hell, that's the one I'm talking about.
And
This
I
one
still
had,
don't. And you know, it's crazy. I just got done watching a video. Like I know that I got a call and I got a purpose because at that age, I don't remember what I told you. I just remember I went to hell, and I don't remember even tell. I don't remember the full story.
you remember that I used to sit y'all down with them 10 commandments, and you
Yes,
used to
that's
be
what
the
I
one
said.
that
And I and
win the
I
10 commandments every time you win $5 for
yeah.
reciting the 10 commandments. And then you went to hell for 3 days, and you told me every time you go to sleep, the devil would take his nails and pierce your flesh off through you, and you and Papa and Noodles was in hell, and the only way you got out was reciting those 10 commandments to God.
See, I remember that. I knew it was something about the Ten Commandments because I was like, I would, I, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know that it's a purpose because you know that out of all the trials and tribulations I went through with being on the streets and stuff, I've always came in encounter with the devil on earth. I've always been the one that came in contact with the devil on earth. It always came to you and told you, like, why do you, I don't know. I've
Yeah,
always came in contact with the devil in human flesh,
yeah.
trying to get me.
That's why I want you guys to start from here. Start sharing. There's young people that need to hear y'all stories. I'm not ashamed. I want
I'm
y'all
not
to tell.
ashamed either because
I
I
want y'all
overcame
to
a
tell the
lot, and
truth.
I want to be able
You
to come. I
know.
want to be able to come out and tell what I've overcame, like the drug addictions, the rebelliousness, the lying, the stealing. I want to be able to, because I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not the woman that I used to be. So I can stand here and say it with a proud face. Like, I overcame that.
Yes.
Because there's still people
Yeah.
in my age that's gone, and ain't no coming back from it.
Yeah. I agree. By the grace of God, I thank Him. I truly do. I thank you even for sharing. I would definitely love to bring you guys all on and share your testimonies. I want you guys to start talking about some of this stuff, letting it out. That's where healing comes from as well. And like I said, I'm not embarrassed for y'all to say, look, my mama was crazy back then. Like something was wrong with my mama. Like and because something is wrong with somebody else's mama. And this ain't no excuse, y'all. It's just what plagues us in the Black community, in the Hispanic community. We might see somebody getting whooped and laugh at that, you know what I'm saying? But it's not funny, like at all. Like we might be like, "Ooh, she got her butt whooped," but that's a whole abuse. I watched some of my homegirls that were Hispanic get their heads knocked off, and we just chopped it up like, "Oh, okay." But the same thing happened with me. I got whooped with extension cords. I got whooped with, and what did I be like? Y'all gonna give me a switch? All the stuff that my mama didn't whoop me with, I try to come back and whoop y'all with it. This stuff was passed down. It's sick. This is not right. Same thing my grandma Thelma whooped my mama with. And then my mama whooped us with, and then we just passed this down. This is the way my mama whooped us. This is the way my mama yelled at us. This is the way my mama raised us. Not once ever going to the Lord and saying, "You gave me these children, and I how do I take care of them?" Instead of just passing it down, instead of just constantly passing it down. So the buck stops with me. And y'all probably be like, how mama don't want the grandkids will, but she used to go in on us because I felt the same way. Like my mama used to tear me up. How you gonna get over here and act like you gonna love on my kids in a different measure? Like this is weird. But it's different with your grandchildren. It really is. You grow. It's like, wait a minute, a lot of things that I did wrong, I don't want my kids to do those things because honestly, they were wrong. Um, okay, Montreva, your turn, and then we're gonna save the best for last. Shanti.
Um, I'm the same as Lariana. Like I don't feel like over the years, like when I was younger and stuff, because now I'm 23. Like I don't, I was the last one in the house. Like I was more so closer to you and Papa. Like I wasn't going nowhere. Like I don't feel like the stuff that we went through, yes, it has, like, I've always been, I don't know, like to me, I feel like I've always been your child that went through stuff, but it's like it never affected me. Like with my dad, like that never affected me. Like it did sometimes, but like I would just brush it off, like, and just go about my life. Like it never affected me. Like, but I don't honestly, like, you have never done nothing to me that has hurt me. I could think about was when, like, recently, it was just when I was grown, like when I was pregnant and I had the miscarriage and I was down there at the house, and I don't want to cry, so I'm gonna turn my camera off. But I was just like, I knew you didn't know what to do, because you probably was like, you didn't know what to say to me at the time, or you didn't know, like, I feel like I wanted you to help me or talk to me, and you was like, girl, you got to get up out of that room. Like I didn't know what to do myself, so I was like, I didn't know what to say or what to do. And then it's like I had came back down here, like that situation right there alone, it hurted me, because I'm like, I wanted to be with, like, I'm sensitive. Like I wanted to be with my mom. Like I wanted you to tell me what to do or how to do it, or you was just like, and I understood at the time too, like you couldn't, like you went through the same thing, but it's like you couldn't really tell me nothing besides like, come out the room, girl, like pick yourself up, like don't be in a room, just going through what you're going through. But like I honestly, like I love you. Like I don't know, like you have done everything that you have, like you can, like I don't have no problems. Like you ain't never hurt me, or you ain't never did nothing to me. Like sitting down and yelling, like that's understandable. Like I see now as me being older, and I don't have kids, so it's like I'm around like my nieces and nephews, other kids and stuff. Like I see, like it's hard. Like you do get under pressure. Like when stuff is going on, you be like, go sit down. Like, and the kids ain't done nothing to you. Like, you just frustrated about some stuff that you got going on. Like I understand that, but as far as me feeling like you hurt me, or I don't feel like that. It's just like with that one situation, like I said, I understand, as what we had to go through is growing up. Like, and mom, it's not even with my dad, but I like he started rejection early in my life, because like we didn't have nobody. We only had you, Papa, or Grandma. Like, on vacations and stuff, we can go to either two places with you and Papa or Grandma. Like we never had another side of the family to go to. Like we never had that. I never got that. Oh, my dad, I can go with my dad. Like I never had that feeling. So it's like that's with me. And then as me trying to be older, rekindle a relationship with him, and the things that he did, like the disrespectfulness that he did, like I started seeing the stuff that you started saying, like, and I can't blame him either. He didn't have a mom or a dad, but it's like it hurt me. Like it hurt me, and it wasn't your fault. It was nobody's fault, but I just didn't understand. Like I seen what you were saying as we got older. Like, don't, if he not gonna want to be in your life, don't press the issue. But I feel like you did what you did, and we turned out to be good. Like past anything, like past anything that you feel like, I feel like you did what you had to do as being a single mother before Papa came along with 6 kids. Now having 9 on top of losing a son too. Like you still, and you are still doing what you can for us. Like as us being grown, like I don't feel like you've done anything. I don't feel hurt about nothing, like at all. I love you past death. Like I'm
Right, just beautiful stars over here, man.
like I really do love you, Mama. Like
Y'all stalkers.
yeah, really, yeah. I was just down there with my mom. Like I tell everybody, like if something going wrong, like I'm gonna call my mom. Like everybody knows, like even my stepdad, they call me the baby child. Like it hurt me when I had to depart from my mom at 18, but that was by my choice because I could have still went with my mom. Like I just wanted to come down to Fresno where we're from, and that's where my life I feel like took a turn for the worse because I was, like I said, I was in the house. I was with my mom and everywhere they went. I was under church everywhere. It's like I feel like my life on my own. It was not your doing. It was me. I could have still been living that life, but I feel like my life went downhill when I came out here where.
I think you put yourself on mute, or somebody put.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah,
Oh no.
I think Nene got to mute her phone a little bit.
Yeah, I muted it.
Okay.
I'm about to get in the car, so I'm gonna definitely mute it.
Okay. Yeah, but Montreva, I wanted to share with you. I'm sorry that you were hurt during that time. I did not know. I knew that the enemy was going to try to put you in a dark place. Because I went in a dark place when I lost a child. Um, and I knew that the enemy was going to put you in a dark place. So I tried to get you out of the dark place, but you didn't want to come out of this place.
Right. That's why
So I had to give you tough love. But
Yes, Mama, that's what I was gonna say. Tough love.
even though it
You
was
said he.
hurtful, it helped you because you went
right,
down there and you got on your stuff. Like
right.
you went in and you did, but I saw where the enemy was trying to lure you into a dark place because that is hard. You guys know that I've lost children
Mm-hmm.
pregnant wise. Y'all seen me want children for a very long time. You see me lost your human brother, 15 years old brother. So I totally understand. And that's something that, I can work on me. Y'all know how I am. And this don't excuse it. So I don't ever want you to think that this is an excuse. This is just a defense mechanism. I literally hate Satan. So if I see him doing anything to you guys, and that could be projected off wrong because you're not a warrior, like you a warrior, but you probably not a frontliner like me. So I may think that just suck it up, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't take that approach with everybody, like don't let the devil see you down. Like no, that's me. So I got to respect where you are. So I absolutely apologize, for that. I did not want to see my child because, like I tell everybody, I tell you, you were the baby before the babies.
Right.
So it's different, And y'all know when y'all call me and be like, oh my God, they just said this and they just said, I'll be like, look, what you crying for? Why don't you suck it up? Like, no, we're not having that. Forget them. Y'all know I've always been like that. Like, it's a defense mechanism, and I need to learn how to deal with that, because I have accustomed myself to take a licking and keep on ticking. And that's not for everybody. We do need to take time to absorb, what has happened so we can learn from it and move on. That's not everybody's portion. So I do apologize, to you for that, especially if you needed to be babied and coddled at that time.
No, I didn't need to be.
Yeah,
No,
you
I didn't
did.
know how to handle it.
Y'all know my tray with a baby, so my
Yes,
Halloween.
yes. You want to cry?
Know
She
how to-
stuck to her
Yeah.
mama.
Right?
I didn't know how to handle the situation. Like, like I still don't. Like, it still bothers me to this day. Like I've been going on with my life, like I still don't understand some things. Like it's still to this day, like I still don't understand like why me or what happened. Like, I don't understand, but it's like I like me, I'm more of I push stuff to the side. Like I just push that to the side. Like, I think about it like, but I'm pushing it to the side. Like I don't really know how to handle it or deal with it. That was more so my thing. Like I didn't know how to handle it, and you was trying to help me. Like you said, true enough, you was. But it's like I didn't know what to do. Like
it was weighing so heavy on me, like I didn't know what to do, honestly. But I want to say thank you to Shanti too, because she like another mother figure too. Like, you know, you did right by raising her. Like, she
Yes,
has
blue
done
brother number 2.
and helped me a lot too. And she has done a lot for me. Like, she always here for me, like whenever I need her, like whenever. And I want to say thank you to her too. Like, I love all my sisters, but I love Shanti too. Like, she helped me a lot.
Yeah, I
All of them.
agree. She's a special. She's a special child.
Like,
You
She's a
do.
special listener.
Lamriana gives everything to
Yes.
everybody, like
Shanti
literally.
Shanti
But
helps
give
me with a
thousands
lot
to
of my
give
problems
nickels.
too. I can call her and talk to her about my problems, and she
right.
always make me
She
feel
like,
better.
that's why I said Mama did her job with her. But you know, like I think Nene, I think y'all
Right.
each and every way little ways because y'all all have helped me. The most craziest one, like you said, is Lala. But Shanti, she helped me a lot. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have no, like I feel like my life, you done the job. Like daughters
Right, Mama. You
are
raised us right. You raised it. You like.
Yeah,
I
you
see like
raised us good,
the
mama.
way I
Like
see
really
a lot
you
of
raised
people. A lot
us.
of people growing up
We
today.
didn't
I
go
be
through a
like,
lot of stuff.
Lord.
We didn't go through a lot of stuff these kids went through
I honestly
because
Right.
of you.
like for not
Because
letting
you
us
kept
go.
us protected.
Like
Right.
mama, y'all better stay on this corner. Like we would have
Right.
went away.
Yep.
It
And
happened.
But
don't and
but
Papa,
but
man, Papa.
it's still dysfunctional and it's still mental illness. I know y'all probably don't see. You probably don't see what I see until you begin to talk about it and you begin the Lord begins to reveal it to you. Like, yeah, my mama used to do that. Like that was crazy. You know, like
But that's you know it's crazy. I look at a lot of kids that's growing up today,
Oh,
like a
you
lot
might
of
want to get
babies.
in there. It's high.
It's the way we grew up. I be like, why you ain't doing this to your daughter? Why you ain't doing this to your daughter? They be like, I ain't gonna beat my daughter, but spread around spoil the child because I mean you're supposed to train up a child the way it should go. The way we was raised, I look at it like these kids out here is corrupt because they didn't get taught the way we got taught.
Yeah, like I feel like that too. But it's like
They
mama
just
said
messed
a different way.
up.
Like to have her days and we used to go in a room and we used to talk like, damn, why mama talking to us like that or why she doing us like that? Like,
Uh huh.
like and it's still in a sense, I still thank her
What's
for
wrong
what
with your
she did.
mama today?
we
Right.
we came every single one of your kids is doing something and we are gonna be something. Like I speak that over all of us. Like you have installed that into all your kids, like the entrepreneur spirit, the all of that. Like we gonna be
Oh,
something like
of
uh,
course, yes, y'all in my bloodline. That's that's mandatory. I want to let Poopy. I want to let
go ahead, Sean.
Hey son. I want to let Shanti um say,
I know.
and share. I want to let Shanti share really, really quick before our time is up. But um, hey Jay Shooter. Hey son. Hello, hello.
Mama funny. It's mama.
My phone might go in and out because my connection is bad. So I
Everybody
hope
else
y'all can
put
hear
your
me.
phone on mute. Everybody else, you guys put your phone on mute if you guys can. So we can hear. Okay, go ahead, baby. We can't hear you, Shanti. Did your phone
She
go out?
froze. She froze.
I don't know why it's tripping. Can y'all hear me
Oh
now?
my goodness.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Um, what was I gonna say? I don't feel no hurt, mama. I don't. I feel like I did a lot of I did a lot of stuff to hurt you.
We can't hear you, baby.
Give her your phone.
Can she come in there where you at? Just tell her to come in where you are.
Or when they say Shanti look like your twin.
She is. Okay.
Okay, I got my telephone, but
Okay.
I don't feel like you did anything to hurt me. I feel like I did a lot of things to hurt you. I did a lot of things to hurt you, and it wasn't intentional. It was just it was just out of hurt for myself. And I think a lot of it had to do with us not having no freedom. Like you said in the beginning, we didn't have a lot of freedom to do the things that we wanted to do. So when I would go with people that I had freedom with, it was just like, this is the freedom that I wanted. So I don't want to go back home and be pinned down to the house. And out here, I can have this freedom, which now that I'm older, it's not the freedom that I wanted. Like, now that I look back at it, everything you said was true. And I say this to myself every single day. I'm like, dang, everything that mama said was true. Like, everything that I was out here running from mama for or trying to get, like, what was it for? Because all of it turned out to just be nothing. Like, it's all burnt out now. And I don't know. Another thing that I really be affected by is I feel like I have to be responsible for everybody. And it's just like sometimes it be overwhelming to me because I'm like, dang, I don't want to. Some days I don't want to be responsible. I'm like, dang, I
Yeah.
want to go to my sisters and ask my sisters for help, or dang, I want to go to my sisters or have my sisters have my back. But it's like the reason why I'm responsible now because I know with 6 kids, with 9 now, like you dealt with a lot, and it was hard for you to raise all of us by yourself. And I'm like, if I could take some of that slack off mama, then that's what I'm gonna do because I'm not gonna watch my mama kill herself trying to raise 6 kids all alone. Like, I'm not gonna let that happen. So I wanted to take some of that slack off you and just help. And plus I love my siblings. Like, there's nothing nobody can tell me about my siblings at all. Like, if I had to die for one of them, I would, because that's how much I love them. And I'm gonna do everything that I can for them to help them out.
She
But
does. She really does. I can honestly say that is 100% truth. You have always been like that, and it just hasn't been your responsibility. And I want all of my girls, I surely wish that I could have this conversation with your brothers. Um, but I'm
I
grateful.
miss them so much.
Yeah,
I
I
think
do
about them
too.
every
I
day.
wish that I could sit down and have this whole conversation with everybody, but I'm glad that I can have it with you guys. Always want you guys to take care of each other. I always want you guys to take care of Shanti. I'll let you in on a little secret, Shanti. I'm gonna make sure that I give you a whole bunch of racks, girl, to just leave everybody
Cash at
behind
me.
and go get your hair done, nails done, go to Miami, just travel the whole world. We gonna set
Hold
up the
on, hold
whole
on.
babysitting because you truly deserve that. Like, even though you didn't have to, you did. And that was very, very appreciative. You always wanted to help me and assist me with making sure your sisters had something to eat. I mean, making sure that you defended them. You were the first one to fight for all of them, like literally, none of them, like to make sure you defended them, all of that. I want to just say thank you, and I know that my frustration with you was never that you were a bad child. You never got a whooping because you were a bad child. You never. I would not even go off on Shanti because she always helped me. The only time Shanti got in trouble was when she would be sneaky, and then she didn't want to catch these hands. Like,
like,
oh my God, like you don't want to catch these hands, girl. You're gonna have to get this whooping. Remember, I used to tell you, like, I'm gonna have to discipline you because that was something that I didn't want you to embed into the other children. Cause with y'all, it was like when one of y'all did it, all 6 of y'all did it. It's like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. It's too many of y'all doing the same thing. Like, if I got one doing bad, let 5 do good. Like, if I got 2 doing bad, let 4 do good. But baby, it was on and popping like popcorn. It was like everybody. So that was the only time that I can honestly say that I used to just go bad on you, and that was not right.
I didn't get in trouble much. And I can't even
You didn't. Like, you was like me. Once a whooping once, you never got in trouble until it was time to come home. It was
right.
like a whole nother spirit. It's like, I'm not going back. I was like, whoa, okay, wait a minute, hold up. You gonna have to go back. Don't touch me. I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Something else then happened, and
Lala.
we gonna have to fix this. Like,
She was on a
thi-
broom.
this ain't coming back in the house. This ain't normal. Like, it's like, no, we can't do that. But still, it was not right. And I am, I want to apologize to you guys. I know that you guys probably have things to do, got to put the grandkids to sleep. But I truly thank you guys for coming on here. This is the first of many. We will have more of these conversations because these conversations are needed. There are a lot of people in the chat. Can you guys see the chat on your end?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of people in the chat that just say that they wish they can have these conversations, and I wouldn't have loved to have this conversation with anybody else but my children. I absolutely love y'all. It don't matter if I got these three little ones, like all of my kids are all of my kids. That's just period. From the grown to the youngest, from the eldest to the least, all of my children. I know that I am absolutely blessed because the Lord favored me. He gave me 9 children.
Yes.
And that is how your blessing is determined, not about what you got in your pocketbook, but what you got in your basket. This is the fruit of my womb. And I want you guys to know that mental health is a real thing. I want you guys to know and understand and recognize and identify. I don't want you guys to pick up any negative traits of mine. I want you guys to raise your families the way that not unless y'all doing something and I got to put these hands on y'all about my grandkids, okay? Y'all mute the phone. If they not in danger, then y'all not in danger, okay? Like, as long as my grandkids are good, we are all the way good. But I want you guys to raise your children to be just as great as you guys have come out. I couldn't ask for another. I mean, I wouldn't want to parent nobody else. Like, you guys are not only my children, y'all know we grew up like best friends because
Really.
of the age, I had y'all really, really young. And more so, we talked about lots of stuff, laughed about lots of stuff. Y'all know I couldn't wait to get my school check just to go spend all my money on getting y'all a whole bunch of clothes, and taking y'all to some type of amusement park. Like, and what I'm doing now is for my children. I'm gonna leave y'all a legacy in the earth. And like I said, hopefully what I leave y'all will lighten, the pain of the suffering from poverty and just all the other stuff that we went through. But I could not have asked to go through this life with any more human beings other than y'all. So I love you guys. Shanti at the top, she's very creative, loves doing hair. Loves doing hair, dyeing hair, dyed in bundles. That's her thing. She has her own boutique in her brother's memory. KS, is it KS Boutique, Shanti? Um, KS Boutique.
It's K.
Kids bundles.
KS Bundles. Okay, give them your information.
Okay.
KS Bundles. Put it in the group. Put your page in the group. You guys definitely support Shanti if you need hair, if you need it dyed up, whatever the case may be. She is. If you need any type of administrative work, she is. Like, this is in at first 48. This is criminal investigator right here. She will get to the
Right.
bottom of the
But
She
matter.
used
but
to
And
she used to
especially
get
if you
letters
need
in the
let me
mail.
tell
She
you.
used to get letters in the
if
mail to
you
go to
need
different countries.
yes, if you need anything investigated, if you need
Anything.
any type
Yes.
of
Call her.
email, anything, if you need anything research, she is a absolute beast on that.
Yes.
Montreva, like she
FBI.
said, she is phenomenal with the kids.
Yes.
She's like phenomenal with the children.
Kids,
That is
like,
her
it don't matter.
ministry.
Bad
Literally.
kids, good kids, the
She
spoiled
loved
kids.
kids.
I
Yes.
love them.
This was my only child that was a teenager and still will sit down with little kids and paint and play Barbie dolls. She has always loved children. La Mariana has always loved children, but she doesn't like them anymore for whatever reason.
Oh
She
my
told me, I
God.
don't like
I
children
really
anymore.
Because she
But
I used to love
But she used to be the one teach all the children praise
choir. What?
dancing,
Yes.
all of that. But her heart more so is in community service. She loves to assist the homeless. She has her own ministry doing that. Feeding them, she has her own ministry. She loves to give back to the people who can't give to themselves. She
Cause
loves,
I was
loves,
there
loves. She has
before.
a very free spirit.
Yes, I got
So she has
the
her
number.
ministry with that. You guys make sure you share your information. And DeQuajane, she loves photography, but I really wanted to bring this up to you, DeQuajane. She is really good with elderly care. That's what she really loves to do. She's always served. The elders, the seniors love what she do, never complain about it. I think that she should start her own facility, her own home. That's right along with her photography because she loves taking pictures and she loves, just nature, natural things. So I'm very proud of all of you guys, but I would start something up with, senior care, just loving, compassionate care, because you have always been that type of young lady that loves to give back and love to assist. Um,
DNA Creations LLC coming
that's
soon.
it. Put it in the chat. I thank you
Okay.
guys all. Yes, yes, yes. I thank you guys all for coming on here. I got to put the little people to sleep because my husband probably got 10 more gray hairs since he been dealing with them by himself. While we have been here for an hour and 30 minutes, but it was very needed. Do you guys feel good?
I feel
Yeah,
good.
I feel
Yes,
good.
I
I
do.
feel great.
Good,
Thank you
good,
everybody
good.
who joined and
Thank you
listened to
y'all
us
for
too.
joining,
And we appreciate how y'all respect our
I
mother.
don't know how to put it in the chat, Mama. It's like not letting me.
Well, we
Oh,
Thank
you
you,
done,
Mama,
don't?
too, for
Okay,
I can
letting
say
us.
this. Everybody need to.
hit the more button, Nene. Hit the three dots or the more button, and then it'll say post a comment. And that's how you put it
I can
in the
say
chat.
this. If
The
we
three
touched y'all tonight
dots.
on our stories and stuff, y'all should start like opening up more because you never know
Well,
when it's
that's
the last
what I
time.
was going to say next is that this is what this platform is for. If you guys want to come here, bring your daughters. If you
yes,
want to come here and bring your mother,
right.
this is the table. That's why it's called Have a Seat with Dr.
I
T.
don't see it here.
Have a seat. Let's have a
I'm
seat.
on
Let's sit
her
down. Let's
Facebook
talk
Live
about things that
because this
we don't
is
normally talk
Facebook
about.
Live. Like everybody can see
Let's,
this.
um,
Teach one. We can help somebody that that make. We
Right.
probably did help somebody tonight.
the
Like
young
Yeah,
people. Yeah, you
yeah.
guys
Because
helped a
we
lot of
got a lot.
people.
We got more to tell
Yeah.
Right.
for sure.
This is.
This just the
Absolutely.
start.
I absolutely agree. Yes, a whole lot more to tell. These young ladies have stories of survival, stories of overcoming, stories of, they all lost their brother and
right.
they're still here vibrant. They're in their right mind. They ain't on no drugs. They ain't trying to kill nobody. They're not being evil. They're processing it and getting through it the best way that they absolutely can, and they're still beautiful. So I want to encourage you all tonight, you guys, start blogging. Can you guys promise me that you guys will just have random discussions and go live on your pages and talk about some things and help other young people, because y'all know that's how I raised y'all. I raised
Right.
y'all to reach
Yeah,
out.
I'll
I
start doing
raised
some
y'all to
stuff.
reach out. So it's really necessary, especially for the young people that's on your page. I can't reach them, but you can. They're on your page, so you can find topics. Like if you're a single mother and you dealing with this, these are some ways to alleviate the stress. My Treva, she loves to work with kids. You can start something, and like we're doing out here in Dallas, Texas, at the center, we're going to allow single mothers to be able to bring their children to the center for 2 to 3 hours so that they can go get their hair done, just get them some me time,
Yeah,
some
that's what
free
I want to
time,
start doing. Like, I was thinking about doing it. If anybody is on here that's on this live, that's like in the Fresno area, I wanted to start doing something with the kids. Like, really for the people. It's for everybody, but I know it's for, like you said, like the single parents, the parents that just don't have it. Like I do hair, I do hair, and I watch kids too. So it's like if you're not able to, like your kids are not able to get their hair done, that's me. I've always been like a helper. Like I want to help everybody out, So you need your kids watched, you
Basically,
need your kids
we
hair
just little
done.
version of my mama.
I'm the guy for your
Everywhere.
job.
Yes, yes, yes. They are. They really, and I'm not saying that because they're my kids, but
We're little people of you, like
they
little.
watch everybody's kids.
Literally.
Everybody brought their kids to my kids. Like
Really,
we watch everybody kids. We love kids. I love kids. I got 9 kids. They love
right.
kids. It's everybody brought their kids to our house and their kids were safe. So she loves to do that. We had our own daycare. We love,
Right.
love, love
I'm gonna start it
children.
back up.
Yep, yep. So I love you guys. Thank you
Me
guys
too.
for joining
Love
on
you too,
tonight.
Mama.
All right. You
Love
guys have a
her.
good evening.
Have a
And
good evening.
remember, I want you guys to start doing these things to be
I will.
very therapeutic, okay?
It
All
really
right.
is. It really was therapeutic to me. Like you teach,
It
like I
was
said, you teach
too.
them something every single time. Not to keep talking, but this is something that I'm gonna start doing because, like you said, if we just bottle it up, we ain't gonna get nowhere. Like it was very. I feel good. Like I feel good to talk.
Me
I
Yeah,
too.
feel
I feel good.
good.
So this is
that's
definitely
good.
something.
Yeah, this
All
is
right,
really
let Mama get off live so Papa can stop growing hair.
All right. Love y'all.
We love you too, Mama.
bye.
Love
Okay.
everybody else.
Love
Bye.
you. They love you guys.
Love you too. Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right, y'all. So I'm babysitting tonight. Oh, see. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. So you guys, um, this is the platform. This is the table. And this is what we're going to be talking about. From poverty to prosperity. Mental health has been really on my heart to start off with first because it is the plague that is plaguing lots of households, not just predominantly more we say in the African American community. That's because that's the only community we grow up in. But I have friends that are all ethnicities. I have friends that are all backgrounds, and I didn't seen it in Caucasian, Hispanic. One of my best friends was a Cambodian. I didn't seen it in their communities, and it's just something that I didn't seen it in uh, what do you call them? Like Aramic or Arabian. I think that's what you call like Pakistan. I don't know what the national, the community is called, but I didn't seen it in that. I didn't seen it. Mental health does not discriminate, and we can be walking with trauma, and we can be walking with wounds, and then inflict that on not just your kids, but your spouse, your the people that you work with or work for, the people that you serve. Mental illness can spew over and spew out into all different kind of areas. And a mental illness could be something as simple as you got to use some type of aid, outside aid to cope with life. Wine, pills, because it's too much mental anguish or mental torment. And we want to get to the bottom of these things, okay? So I am asking you guys on tonight, if you have not shared this, please do so. Let this be a blessing to so many people. This is number one of many to come. We will definitely be talking about lots of different topics from poverty to prosperity because we're growing all the way up. We're growing up not just financially, we're growing up spiritually, emotionally, we're growing up mentally, we're growing up physically. So I truly thank you guys for joining in with us. Thank you guys for listening and supporting my daughters. You guys got to meet my children in live and not on a picture tonight. And I thank you guys for showing them all of the love. And if you guys would like to be on the show, make sure that you How do you kick your own self out of the show? Wow. How do you kick your own self out of the show? Sorry, you guys. So it's my time to go. I didn't kick my own self out of my own show, shaking my head. That's how much technology I know. But if you guys are interested in coming and taking a seat with Dr. T, let us go ahead and get to the bottom of this. Let us pick up the rug and not sweep anything underneath it. Last but never least, if you follow me on Facebook, then you know I posted earlier today. The birthing chamber, the prophetic birthing chamber is shut the door. Shut the door. Come in and shut it. The prophetic birthing chamber is happening. And it is happening the 25th to the 27th. The price has changed from last year. Why? Because there's more work done. And for the special guests that we bring in, we want to make sure we accommodate them. You know, we don't want to give them breadcrumbs for exchanging their time to pour and minister on an individual level. So I'm offering it tonight, $97. And then tomorrow the price will go up for the first 10 people. That is for the first 10 people that would take advantage. But the prophetic virtual or the virtual prophetic birthing chamber, the one and only prophetic virtual birthing chamber, there have been some serious healing and deliverance, total transformation that have taken place in that prophetic birthing chamber. If you ain't never been, you missing out. And if you didn't been before, you gonna miss out again because each and every one of them are unique in their own way, and God shows up. Um, just I saw a picture after coming out of one virtual, out of the birthing chamber of myself. It was in my memories, and I was like, wow, eyes swole. I'm talking about you talking about layers. This is where you become naked and unashamed. And this is where the Lord deliver you from things that have kept you prisoned, you know, bound, held back. This is a place, it's an open forum where you can actually um, be you. It's a no judgment zone. This is the place where prison doors are open, chains are broken, things that you never been able to tell anybody. You were able to release them. It is like a metamorphosis over this 3-day period. It's truly like a butterfly having a metamorphosis experience where you coming out of the cocoon. And there's a lot of people here that has partaken in the birthing chamber. And like I said, each one has its own different experience with the people that God handpicks to serve you on this 3-day weekend. We were supposed to have it in person this time, but we're going to have it virtual, and then we will resume in person, which is going to be off the charts. But if you can't come in person, you definitely want to catch the virtual, because when we get it up and running in person, it will be just that, in person. And one thing about it is, in person is totally different from virtual, but through the virtual is very powerful. That's what I will say. So we're going to have that. Make sure if you guys are interested, I only take 33 people. That's it. I only take 33 people. That is the number that the Lord gave to me. It's 3 days ministering to 11 people each day. It's 33 people. And the tickets are the early bird. The 1-day sale today is $97, and then it will go up. Okay, so it will go up, and then you'll have to pay regular price if you want to get in. But who doesn't love a sale? So there's a sale going on today. It's going to be coming up here soon. You never know what God got in store for you. I don't know what God got in store for me, but I know when we show up, we grow up. That's what I do know. Every single time. And the last one we did was over 9 months ago. So I can just only imagine what the Lord is going to do. And you do not want to miss that. It's like no other. It is like no other. Anybody that have experienced the prophetic birthing chamber could fact check that. Okay. So you don't want to snooze. You don't want to sleep on it. Tomorrow, Don't be like the people that beat your feet. Tomorrow, hey, is it still on sale? Not even gonna respond. I put it out there if you want to be the first 10. After the 10, um, then it's gonna go to regular price. Of course, you can still get in on it, but total capacity is 33 people. We have never changed it up from that. Okay. So with that being said, good night. God bless. And if you guys are interested in just have creating this space where say, look, I want to bring my children on, I want to bring my sister on, I want to bring my husband on, I want to bring and I want to sit down at the table. And I want to share this with everybody else because I think that it could benefit everybody else. You know, um, of course, I'm going to be, if you guys have a business and you want to promo and your business to my 100K. I reached 100K on Facebook, y'all, to my 100K followers on Facebook, just on my business page alone. If you would like to, it would also be promoted on my YouTube, which is in doing really well. Um, Also, we are pioneers. I'm trying to get everybody on board because eventually, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing businesses on, right? And say, for instance, I bring a business owner on, and I say, okay, what is the needs in your business? Well, I need 10,000, and we're gonna get that 10,000 right then and there. If it's 50,000, we're gonna come together and get that 50,000. So right then and there, like right on the spot. So that is what I am building this out for you guys. Like you heard from my children, I have always been a giver. I've always loved to share. I'm just doing it with some in a different means. I'm not being accessible to a whole bunch of people anymore, but I'm never going to change. A leopard can never change his spots, and a giver can never change their spots. So these are just things that I want to do, that I told the Lord that I want to do, and that I'm going to do. So I want to have a platform where I can uplift business owners, single mothers, whatever the case may be. So all the support, that it helps me be able to do that. But like I said, if you want to get on here and promo, this is going to go on a TV show, JD3 TV, and you guys can go check it out. And if you guys would like to promo your business, then definitely contact me about promoting your business. I will bring you on. I'm gonna be looking for business owners, like I said, anyways, to bring them on. And we're gonna do kingdom. Okay. That being said, peace out. Thank you. Share this, please, everywhere. It helps me on YouTube, beat the algorithms. It helps me Facebook, beat the algorithms. This is stuff we need to talk about. I'm not just here to make money. I'm here to make a movement. I'm here to make a momentum. We need to get down. You can have all the bags. I can sit here and teach you how to get prosperous and financially and all of that stuff. But what does that profit you to lose your mind? What does having all that profit you to lose your peace? You have money, but you have no peace. Your family is in ruins. Charity begins at home. That's why the Lord wanted me to start with my own household. I'm going to help them first before I help anybody else. Charity begins at home first, and then it spreads abroad. And a lot of us got a lot of stuff in our families, and we trying to run around minister to everybody else. Let's minister to them. Let's make sure they saved. Okay. Let's make sure that they healed. Let's make sure they ain't watching you heal everybody else and they're unhealed. Let's make sure of that. Okay. So if you guys are interested, I will only be taking inboxes for that reason only. If you guys are interested in promoing, coming on here talking about your story, want to get on a TV show, want to be able to reach a different audience, different platform. You step on somebody else's platform that they built, and now you get other people's money. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be doing for business owners. Being able to bring you on this platform and allow the world to know who you are and what it is that you do. And then get your following up, get your money up, get your products, different things of that sort. I'm going to be doing that. Or if you would like to come on the show as a guest and you have a topic that you want to talk about, that will actually bless, enlighten, encourage, strengthen, deliver, the people in the audience, then definitely hit me up. Okay, with that being said, good night and God bless, and I will see you guys soon.